So how do you structure your essay? So the essay is 2,000 words roughly, and this is a suggestion for how I'd go about structuring the whole essay. I would start with an introduction in which you define your key terms, you introduce your argument, and you indicate how you will argue your case. So this is a very brief, it doesn't have to be particularly long, it could be 200 words potentially. And when I say indicate how you will argue your case, you give a sort of roadmap of the key points that you are going to cover. So that might be new treatments, improving access, and improving research, for example. It doesn't have to be long, but you just set out those key points so the examiner is very clear of how your essay will proceed. Then the essay will include probably 4 or 6 main paragraphs, and you can use subheadings to organize these just to make it a little bit more structured and clear. And these paragraphs might link together in some way. So again, let's use our examples. The first paragraph might be about, okay, understanding the causes of the youth epidemic. The next paragraph might be about improving treatment models available for young people with anxiety and depression. The third might be about access. The fourth might be about prevention. And the fifth and sixth might be about novel treatments or about improving research. And the conclusion. This is the conclusion, and your last paragraph should include some reference to why this is an important topic. So the implications. What does the question mean more broadly? And why is it so important that we fix this youth epidemic of anxiety and depression? Another thing I'd really recommend you put in your conclusion is suggestions for further research that needs to be done in order to fix this problem or in order to understand this problem better. And then finally, in your conclusion, I want you to finish with a sentence on what is your final point? What is your final conclusion? So maybe your final point is, well, we need more research in order to fix the problem, or we need better access to treatments. Whatever it is, you need to state that very clearly in your conclusion. So let's go on to how you'd structure an individual paragraph. You can use subheadings to start with. You have a clear intro sentence that makes your point. You have to include evidence in every single paragraph, so that will be references to studies. You should explain these, and you should apply the evidence in an original way if you can. You should make links between different pieces of evidence, and if you can, try and evaluate each piece of evidence for quality of study. So was it a good quality study? Were there weaknesses? Were there limitations that the author or the researchers acknowledged? And another point I'd like to add is the paragraphs can differ in length. So they could be, some paragraphs will be shorter, they might be 200 words. Some paragraphs might be as long as 500 words, depending on how many paragraphs you have and depending on the topic of the paragraph. However, I would recommend not going over the 500 word mark.